Welcome into the live stream here from McCready and Siskey, powered by Rain Total Body Fuel. I'm Neal. That's Tyler.
What it is, sir?
How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. Last time together for us in the Clark Ford studio for probably months.
So memories.
Yeah.
Memories.
Don't know what our plans are for the rest of the week. We will not be doing the Thursday show here. I won't be on the Thursday show. I don't know whether Tyler's going to try to do a show or not. No promises. And then next week you'll be in.
You may get a notification. You may not.
Next week you'll be in Arlington getting ready for the UFL season.
Yeah, be fun. It's here. We're ready to rock and roll. How about that?
How about that?
Yeah, it's here before you know it. And no, it's good. We got be like they have been for the last month and a half, be long days and fit it in, just being a different locale.
Yeah.
So
getting ready for the season.
Yeah.
The Louisville Kings.
See, there you go. I did not say that.
I'm over here so much
trying not to do the bulletin board thing, and you're just straight throwing it up there. Just get me in all kinds of trouble.
I mean,
I have nothing but the utmost respect for the Louisville Kings. And
outside of Muhammad Ali, what's ever come out of Louisville?
Horse racing.
Well, I mean, that's the only place that
bourbon.
Okay, I'll grant you that one. I mean, I'll grant that. And they make some baseball bats.
Good baseball bats.
They do make good baseball bats.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's about it. Really, if you think about it.
Birmingham was a steel city.
Yeah, Birmingham's known for so much more. Magic City, steel.
Yeah.
Mountain Brook.
Hey.
I mean,
all of it included, right?
Yeah, I mean.
The great, wonderful state of Alabama.
Coach Bryant.
Yeah. Not from Birmingham, but
he's close enough. He's buried there.
We'll claim him for the state. He's technically Nick Saban's resident now too. You can claim Nick Saban.
Nick Saban.
Take him away from West Virginia, right?
Yeah. He doesn't live there anymore.
No, lives in Alabama.
Yeah, he's in Tuscaloosa.
He's got Mercedes dealerships.
Yes, a Mercedes.
Yeah.
Mercedes is made there in Alabama.
Hank Aaron, Mobile.
Hank Aaron.
Yeah.
Willie Mays.
Yeah.
Mia Hamm. Me.
Lionel Richie.
Me.
You, Neal McCready.
I was born in Selma.
It's fair.
There's a sign there and everything.
Yeah. We got claims in Alabama.
Oh, it's just such a superior situation.
You know, I was my favorite. Like, do you ever watch or you probably don't. You watch American Idol? They kind of messed up the best part of the show for me.
Laura likes to watch it. The girls love to watch it. The only part that I liked on American Idol was the tryouts.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
Those are good.
They kind of took that away a little bit. Like, they still do them.
They don't like to make fun of anybody.
They don't want to make fun of anybody.
Yeah.
And so
pretty much now when you see someone try out, they're going to make it.
They're going to make it. Or they're really, really good. They just, something's missing or whatever it is. They kind of took out the stuff. You're like, did you really, I enjoy going, did you really think you were leaving here with a golden ticket? Like, did you come to this tryout thinking you were going to make it? Like, my wife makes fun of me all the time. She says, when I sing, she goes, you really think you can sing, right? And it's a running joke. Like, she actually thinks I believe that I can sing.
Yeah.
I know I can't. But it's a little shtick I do with her. And it's been going on for many years because I sang at our wedding. And it was actually really good.
Really?
Yeah. It was actually really good. It was Diet Miller induced, but sang a little country music. And
oh, wow.
Little David Allen Coe for you. And she didn't know I could do that.
Would not have guessed that.
Yes, but I'm not a singer.
Yeah, same.
I can carry a tune.
I can carry a tune, but I don't have any vocals.
Yeah, it's very specific.
Yeah.
I have a very specific window. I'm not a very specific window. But anyway, long story short is, they took that away from me. But
I agree with Joseph here. He says Highway 65 South is the best thing to ever come out of Louisville. I agree.
Fun fact.
We're going to get in there, kick their ass, and leave. That's what's going to happen.
Highway 65 between Montgomery, I-65 between Montgomery and Mobile may be the longest stretch of interstate in the history of mankind.
My man, I have driven that when I was on the Auburn beat, God almighty, I would drive that road.
Oh.
You'd get to Greenville, then Evergreen, and then there's just nothing.
You did have the Bates House of Turkey.
Bates House of Turkey.
In Greenville.
Yep.
It was a fun stop. But
stop there many times.
But yeah, there's not a lot there.
Then you get to Evergreen, and then you just start going south, and you're just waiting for the Dolly Parton Bridge.
Yeah, that's it. now you can see the Wind Creek Casino up on the left as you get.
Oh, is that right?
As you get down there by that would be Atmore.
We haven't been down there in a long time.
Yeah, it's a long stretch, man.
To Mobile.
You feel like you're in it, like when you were on the road recruiting, you would hit that 65 south of Montgomery, and you feel like, oh, I'm almost there. No.
Yeah,
nope.
no, long way.
Long way, boss.
Because Auburn to Mobile was 220 miles, something like that. It was
Auburn to Mobile. Yeah, it's right about that. It's about right.
Yeah.
It's 3 hours
and plus
15 minutes.
Yeah.
If you're driving normal, I have made it in 2 hours and 4 minutes before.
2:04?
2:04.
No way.
Let me tell you how. I've never told you this story.
You would have had to be going 100 miles an hour.
Oh, more. I hadn't told you this story.
Do you have a police escort?
Yes. We were at South Alabama practicing.
Okay.
Regular season. And the state championship games were at Auburn. We finished practice, and we had one of our police officers, they call it blue lighting, put us in the car in his SUV, and it was me, Tim Bowens, and somebody else. It was 3 of us. They put 3 of us in the car, and I had it. I'll find it on my phone. I'll send it to you. On Waze, I got on there to see how fast we were going. I mean, we were 107, 117, 112. We were the whole way.
Jeez.
And it was 2 hours and 4 minutes from the time I left the practice field to the time we arrived at Jordan Air Stadium on the field. We drove right to the back of where the visiting team now goes up. Yeah. We drove right back there and walked straight through that tunnel, same tunnel, to get on the field. And and when he gets twice during that trip, he got pulled over and he turned on his flashers. Like they pulled out and turned on he turned on the back flashers of his deal, and they turned them off and let him go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's called blue lighting. Happens, and I don't know if it happens everywhere. It happens in the state of Alabama because I've done
it at Kmart.
I've done it at other universities as well.
Did you ever go to the Kmart blue light special?
No.
No.
Kmart was popular there was not a lot of Kmarts. Ironically, when I went to Jonesboro the first time, they had a Kmart.
Yeah.
It eventually closed. But
Ruston had a Kmart that was big rivals with Walmart.
Oh, Walmart was
it was a thing
in the 80s, man.
Oh.
I mean, it's like Target, Walmart now.
Super Bowl of discount
what
stores.
You think of Target and Walmart now was the Kmart, Walmart.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. How about that?
That's for sure. All right, we'll get rolling here on the big show. Again, last one in the studio for a long time. So, sad moment. And I'll just tell you this now because there's a real chance this is the last show until next week. Schedule will depend on Tyler's schedule, and so we'll let you know.
We'll adjust.
If you don't follow either Tyler or McCready and Siskey podcast on X or on socials, you should. I started to say I'd tweet it out, but I'm not. Man, I tweeted something out Saturday because I wrote a story that I thought needed to be tweeted out.
I saw that.
I have muted about 250 people.
They came after you.
Oh, my God.
They were like, he's back. No, he's not.
I just muted.
Thought you were back. They got all that. They still got all that anger pent up.
A lot of people are still mad. That's okay. They can stay mad. It's okay. That you have every right to be mad. You can hold the grudge forever. I just feel like I don't no longer have to respond to it.
Yeah, it's good take. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Welcome into episode 344 of McCready and Siskey, powered by Rain Total Body Fuel. I'm Neal McCready. That's Tyler Siskey here on this Monday, February the 9th. Hope everyone had a good weekend as we get rolling here on a show that's brought to you by our friends at Rain Total Body Fuel. 300 milligrams of natural caffeine, BCAAs, electrolytes, zero sugar. It's got what you need to push the limits, achieve your goals. Check them out on Instagram at Rain Body Fuel to learn more. Found out today. Seems like I already kind of knew it, but my son reminded me that Rain has a new flavor out today.
Oh.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
A new flavor out today. So check that out. It's a watermelon gummy bear kind of thing. Flavor, I think.
I haven't had it yet.
I've not had it.
I will soon though.
But it's out, so check that out wherever you get your Rain Total Body Fuel.
Neal, I'm rocking with the orange dreamsicle today.
Okay.
Getting my mind right. for a long evening. Excited about that. And Neal.
What, y'all got meetings tonight?
Yeah, tonight. Yeah. Yep. Long nights. Neal. The Kia of Meridian chat is already bumping. And if you didn't know, tax time is here.
Oh, yes.
And that refund is begging to be a down payment. Right now, at Kia of Meridian, you can turn that tax money into a new whip. You can get $3,000 off the 2025 Kia Sorento, perfect for the family, the grind, and everything in between. Or you can drive away with 0% APR on the 2025 Tellurides. That's right, 0%. And if you're watching the monthly, the all-new 2025 Kia K4 starts as low as $349 a month. How about that?
How about that?
It's your refund. It's your ride. It's your move. So don't sit on that tax money. Mm-hmm. Drive it home in a Kia of Meridian today. And don't forget, just in case, you take your tax refund and you go down and you see Trav and all the good folks at Kia of Meridian. And you say, Trav, I want you to take my tax money. But I also want you to pull it on out, Trav, and let me spin the wheel and win awesome prizes like a PS5, an Xbox, a TV, and more. So check them out at Kia of Meridian. We're also brought to you by the official RV dealer, McCready Siskey. Who is that, you may ask? It's County Line
Campers, for sure.
It's County
right
Line
there
Campers.
In Gulfport, Mississippi.
In the metropolis of Gulfport, Mississippi. You know what, Neal? We also need to give a little special shout out to County Line Campers. Little congratulations, because Gulfport resident and County Line Campers customer, that's right, somebody who bought an RV from County Line Campers.
Yep.
Derek Hall went off last night, had a couple sacks, got after the quarterback, and won a Super Bowl.
He did.
For the Seattle Seahawks. So shout out to Derek Hall, even though we brought you up on an official visit, Derek, and you would not give us the time of day. Because you bought you a County Line Campers, I can ride with you.
He ignored you,
brother. That was I never still haven't figured that one out. I guess I have, but well, that was.
I bet I know what
happened.
I bet
you know why too. All right, but shout out to Derek Hall. Probably went and got him an RV. Probably went to saw Rob.
There you go.
All right, but it's Mardi Gras season, and whether you're doing Mardi Gras, where you do beads, the king cake, why not just what do beads, king cake, and RVs have in common? Absolutely nothing. Until now, County Line Campers is throwing their annual RV Gras sales event through Fat Tuesday. When you buy any new RV from County Line Campers, they're throwing in a free Yeti Tundra cooler. Not a kind of light Yeti, a real keep it in ice for days, hide it from your brother-in-law Yeti. That's right. So whether you're tailgating, camping, beaching, hunting, fishing, or trying to keep your drinks cold, one of a kind, or a baseball game, your kid's baseball game, you're covered. So check out all the deals at countylinecampers.com, and don't forget to follow them on all the social medias. That's right, County Line Campers, right off I-10. Exit 38 in the wonderful metropolis of Gulfport, Mississippi. So shout out to all my good friends at County Line Campers. How about that?
Absolutely. Hey, I said this in the live stream before we got rolling, or the pre-show. This is probably the only show of this week. It's the last show in the studio where we'll both be together until, hopefully late June.
Hopefully middle of June.
Middle of June.
Yep.
And, but we will have shows. We'll find out when Tyler gets down to Arlington later this week. We'll find out what their schedule looks like. We'll still try to bring you 2 shows a week. He's got that going on. I've got some stuff going on the next few weeks, so we might be a little erratic and sporadic in the next few weeks.
But we'll get them to you.
But we'll take care of you.
We'll get them to you. All right, Neal, let's get the bad boy started up. Before we get to football, this is also one of my favorite golf weekends of the year. The Waste Management is one of the big tournaments, and it's very different. The 16, the crowd, the stadium, and all people. It's a party scene, the whole deal. It's a unique vibe. So I know you didn't. Phoenix, yeah. I know you didn't see this, but
no, I did not.
So you probably don't know who this is. There's a YouTuber named Jack Doherty. Okay. So kind of like the First Amendment auditors. He gets a lot of clicks, a lot of engagement, millions and millions and millions of followers for doing crazy stuff on YouTube, right?
Okay.
So he goes to the Waste Management Open, and he's there to be an idiot and get clicks and all that stuff. So he goes up and he's filming it, and it's on video and all that stuff. So he goes up to one of the patrons. I don't know if we call him patrons there, but one of the people watching the tournament recognized who he was. He's very famous.
Patron.
And says I'll give you $100. The ball had landed. It was Mackenzie Hughes. Mackenzie Hughes had hit a ball in the bunker. Okay. And so if you've never been to a PGA tournament, many people listening, I don't think you have, but many people listening have, they have ropes on the outside of the fairway to where you can, as far as you can stand and all that stuff. In many tournaments that you go to, the bunkers are right next to the line, right? So you can walk up almost to the edge of the bunker and fairway bunkers or whatever. And Mackenzie Hughes had hit one in the bunker.
Okay.
While the ball was there, he goes up to a guy, one of the patrons, and says, I'll give you $100 if you will yell jackass in the middle of his backswing. Okay. So again, ha, 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 funny moment, right? And so Mackenzie Hughes goes in his backswing, the guy yells jackass. Well, me being a PGA Tour, I go to a lot of these events. One thing you learn really quick about the PGA Tour is it's kind of unlike the NCAA. They got their own rules. Okay.
Yeah.
The Masters got their own rules, even separate from there. When they kick you out of a tournament, they don't just kick you out of the tournament and say, we'll see you tomorrow. They have a history of kicking you out and banning you for life. Like you're not allowed to come back ever again. And so they come up to Jack and the guy and they remove them and they give them a lifelong ban from coming to the tournament. And so naturally he goes online, complains about it, gets all the clicks and all this stuff. And it's just it was crazy. We were talking about this on Thursday with the First Amendment auditors and all that stuff. The lack of self-awareness, I guess is the right word, on some of these people to get content.
Yeah.
Is amazing to me. But not only is that the lack of self-awareness, it is we have created a culture where people see it. They're on their side. They think like, oh, you didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Like knowing Taylor and everything that he's going through with a tour and all that stuff and trying these guys got a very short window in their lifetime to make money. This is what they do for a living. Mm-hmm. And yelling in the middle of somebody's backswing, while it may be funny to you, one shot for these guys is the difference in tens and thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Sure. I mean, if he shanks it in the water, he can lose the whole tournament on one hole. You know what I mean? It's like there's a lot there in their careers riding on it with points and everything else. And while it's not a big deal to you that you just yell Jack, it's not like you're down at the local country club and you're doing a golf course air horn prank in the local 8 o'clock group.
The juvenile thing and the trolling thing and all that in our society today has become, I refer to it as bro culture. It's one of the reasons there's a couple of the networks out there that I don't really like. It's this everything's funny. Yeah, and then when there are repercussions, they go, "Oh, you're an old man yelling at the clouds." It's like whatever. I mean, one that I think is funny. Okay, that's kind of in the same realm, but I can separate the two. Is like if you I think it's hilarious. It makes me laugh, and there are people that do golf course air horn pranks, and they're at the local country club with a Saturday morning group, and the guy does that. Because there's really nothing on the line. No, this guy's livelihood is on the line. And it's perfect. It's like there's a place.
There's a time and a place, and it's just a self-awareness. But anyway, he got what he wanted out of it. He got his awareness, and he got people complaining about it in his engagements and all that stuff. But he doesn't. And I get it. I understand he doesn't care. He's got more engagement out of getting kicked out of the tournament than he would ever got of them not saying anything.
Sure.
And that's all he cares about. It's self-serving. But
it's the equivalent of clicks.
Yeah, and it's the same thing if you go to the Masters, it's like, been lucky enough to go, shout out Bob, been lucky enough to go to the Masters twice, and you take your phone to the Masters, they'll tell you, they'll tell you, it's a private club, you do something stupid, they'll take your badge, and the way the badges work is that's how there's so many people that go to the Masters. Whoever the ticket holder is, they got badges for the whole week or whatever it is to get in the tournament. Well, if they will not only take your badge, they tell you. And Coca-Cola did the Monster and all that stuff, right? And say, hey, don't do anything stupid. If you get kicked out of this tournament, all right, not only are you kicked out of the tournament and you're banned, whoever's badge that was, they've lost. They'll never be able to go either. So if you had a buddy's badge or whatever it was, now they can never buy tickets again. They don't play.
Right.
And it's not something that's unknown. So it was bad taste, man. I was like, what are we doing? But I mean, I don't know. I've lost it with all that. All right. Super Bowl Sunday. Super Bowl 60 was yesterday. The Seattle Seahawks beat the New England Patriots, Neal. Beat them 29-13.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people were, from a football standpoint, were like, oh, it's a boring game and blah, 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 blah. I thought it was a very fascinating game for me to watch.
Okay.
Again, I watched the game completely different than everybody else.
Of course.
And so for me, that was a masterclass in situational football. One thing that New England, I don't know, I would it'd have to be a whole study. They really, starting in the playoffs, they could not protect the quarterback. And it was so magnified yesterday, and you had 2 weeks to prep and all that stuff. When I say they had their number in protections, they had their number in protections to the point where they were setting the protection almost 100% of the time in pass situations. They were getting them to set the protection one way and and then outnumber them to the boundary or to the weak side of the call. And it was just and they did it in every different way you could do it. They did it through simulated pressures. They did it through straight man blitz. They did it through everything. And it created, like, everybody's like, oh, Will Campbell sucks and this guy's terrible and all this stuff. Well, there's a lot more to it than this guy sucks, right? It's, okay, if I'm the tackle on the backside, like I looked on some grading stuff this morning just to see how everything did on PFF. And, like, they got him graded as a bad job on a pass protection where they're going full slide and they don't have enough men. It's the quarterbacks. There needs to be a stat. It would be really cool. What would be the best stat that they can learn how to keep in pro football or even college football?
What's that?
That coaches keep? How many sacks or pressures are caused by the quarterback? Because it's not every time the quarterback gets sacked or gets hit, it's not necessarily the offensive line's fault. But when you got the protection set one way, okay, and you got the protection set one way, and then all of a sudden, okay, let's say, I'm not going to go into a deep dive scheme thing that goes over everybody's head, but you're identifying who the linebacker, you're identifying who the offensive line is responsible for. Who are these 5 guys responsible for? That communication happens, okay? The other guys outside of the backer level, that now goes to the running back or quarterback hot or whatever, depending on if you're 5-man, 6-man, 7-man, all that stuff. What they were doing, okay, was they were getting them 2 things that they were doing, getting them to identify the protection, say this to this right linebacker, okay? So they're identifying the protection here, but then outnumber them, dropping them, and then outnumber them with pressure from the other side while dropping into zone coverage and simulated pressures. Or they were getting them to identify, and where the running back thought he had a single read to leave, they brought one late that created a double read. So now he had 2 guys to pick up for one person, if that makes sense. And then so they were creating, and then so when you're on the backside of that, I call it SIFs, everybody calls it something different. But you're giving your tackle sometimes has a 2-way go where there's 2 guys coming, and he can only block one. He's got to take the guy most dangerous to the quarterback. So they were even bringing those guys, baiting, bringing pressure, bailing, things like it was just a defensive masterclass on simulated pressures and all that stuff yesterday. They had their number. All right. But let's go back to the root of the problem. The root of the problem wasn't that. The root of the problem is New England was in 3rd and long the whole game. And so when you are in 3rd and long, you can do more things in pressure because the things that beat it are short and they can rally to make tackles and things like that. I think you saw New England try to check to a run one time, got stuffed on 3rd down. They tried, different kind of screens or spitting the ball out. Like they were flaring the back weak and trying to get one-on-ones, and then Seattle was tackling well, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. But to me, it wasn't a boring game. That was a masterclass in situational football. They didn't, when they were punting, they controlled field position. They controlled everything. And then on top of that, Drake May was just never comfortable. I mean, even when he couldn't get his feet set, even when he wasn't under pressure, and he was not accurate with the football. Started forcing things. The interception in the second half, he actually made one really good play on a touchdown drive they had. The play before, he probably forced one in there and made a good play. Everybody's like, "Oh, great ball." It was a bad decision. It was in the middle of 5 people. But he started pressing, and then even when he had no pressure, he was inaccurate with a pass down, all of his passing games. So just put them. They were just out of sorts from the jump and never got on track. And that's credit to Seattle, what they did on defense. Mm-hmm. On the other side, New England, defensively, I thought they played great. Kenneth Walker, like we talked, he went off, got MVP.
Is that he won it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so a lot of his explosive run, they crushed him on outside zone. Well, part of the deal on outside zone was like they were the New England defensive line was doing such a good job in getting upfield and penetration that they were creating vertical seams and it was really hurting the run fits, and they were getting a little leaky, and they didn't tackle. They tackled okay. I wouldn't say they tackled great, but they missed some tackles and did some things that, in space, but just great game plan. I mean, just they played what they had a game plan. They executed it. New England didn't, but it was never. That was one of those games where even when it got to one possession game or whatever it was, when it was 9-0, you felt like the game. For me, it felt like that's too much. I don't know if they're going to be able to score. I don't know if they can score twice. It just felt out of reach. They were that far out of sorts, if that makes sense.
It does. I didn't watch it particularly closely. We had it on, but we weren't paying attention much. I feel bad because I have no commentary at all.
No, that's okay.
I just wasn't really watching the game.
Like, there was somebody in the chat says Gonzalez was a stud. Like, he made 2 great plays. One was a phenomenal play on a post. He was late, made some play on, but he makes a play at the goal line where he should have probably picked it. But like, that was such a gamble. It was a bad ball by Darnold. The ball should have been out in front. Yeah. Like, Sam Darnold got away with it. Like, Sam Darnold, there were a couple plays in that game that I think could have flipped it momentum wise. Sam Darnold was late on some balls and they were routes that were jumped, and he had it, and probably was bad to make a decision to throw it, and it worked out. Like, there was a couple of plays that worked out great for Seattle. Pretty much, when we talk about it, every time there was one of these coin flips where the ball bounces, it always bounced Seattle's way, and it made it look like a completely dominating performance, and it really was. But like, there were a couple plays there, particularly that New England had a chance to make some picks and some turnovers on defense, and But
it's always going to be hard to win a game when you have 1 first down a quarter through the first 3.
Yeah, and Seattle was struggling. That's what I'm saying. Seattle was struggling moving the ball. Like, some of their first downs were on these coin flip plays that, it's like, ooh. And it wasn't – I truly think that was both defenses played out of their minds. Seattle's definitely played better. But just even the protection schemes on both sides of the ball – that's the thing that's unique about the NFL is, when you're running the play clock down that low, you can dictate some things. But I bet if you go back and study the season, which I'm sure they will in their offseason and tendency and things like that, you don't play 17 games in the NFL in a regular season and nobody pick it up on it. And all of a sudden in the playoffs, you're giving up 20-something sacks. Like, something happened, right? Yeah. And whether it be tendencies or somebody figured out something, but they really struggled in the playoff keeping Drake May upright. And that was that's not something just after 17 games and preseason, that something happened in self-scout and tendencies that they found something, and everybody did. And they just kind of built off of it every week, whether it was Houston, whether it was Denver, or whoever it was. Right. So it was a hell of a job by the Seahawks.
But it's now UFL season.
It is. How about that?
For that, it's. I thought that was the big takeaway from last night was that, okay, we've gotten that over with. It's done. It's time to turn our full attention to the
next football game that will be played will be a UFL game.
Yeah.
How about that?
See,
March the 27th, actually, 7 p.m. on Fox. Did you watch the halftime show?
It was on. I wasn't paying attention. There was chat about it in my family text. Full disclosure, I'm not a person that gets worked up about music. I'm literally this is the truth. Like what you like, don't like what you don't like. I'm cool with it.
Agree.
It doesn't matter to me. Before this, I'm not sure I'd heard of Bad Bunny, which is not a negative on Bad Bunny, and it's not a negative on me. It's just it's not something that I know he's very, very popular, maybe one of the most popular artists on the planet. So I understood why the NFL went that route. It's for me, it was probably. I mean, I just didn't. I was really checked out mentally yesterday, as a rule. I worked late Saturday. I got up very early Sunday to finish work, catch a flight. Got back here. You probably noticed the trees. We had
you got a lot of work done.
The folks from A1 were here.
the trees will probably still be out there in June when I come back.
Probably. God, I hope not.
It looks like that everywhere, by the way.
Laura's just going to have a nervous breakdown. It's just not going to go well.
I was literally laughing. I was driving. Me and my wife were talking about this the other day. I was like, we were driving through town, and I was like, how long do you think it's going to take to get all this?
What's your guess, seriously? June 1st?
I don't even know. Like, it's like if they were hammering it, it'd be June, I think, before everything.
Yeah.
I mean, like, even if you just drive down 6th, there's street, there's.
I do wonder, like, neighborhoods like this one.
There's a lot of work to be done.
There's a lot of stuff to be done, and I'm sure this is not on their agenda yet, but like, there's a lot of work to be done.
A lot of work to be done.
And like, the only thing I will say that I worry a little bit about is like those piles of wood are going to be awfully enticing to snakes.
Oh yeah, Mr. No Shoulders is going to come straight to the piles.
And I'm a little.
I wouldn't be picking up that brush by my hands. I tell you that.
No. It is an area of concern for sure. But anyway, we were doing that. Those guys got wrapped up around 4:15, 4:30, and it was just it just didn't, for whatever reason, this particular matchup did nothing for me at all. And so the day got along. I was a little tired. We just kind of checked out on it.
Which is crazy. Well, not crazy, but it's what the interesting part is, like, from the general fans perspective, I 100% see why it wasn't. Like, if I said, hey, Neal, the Bills and the Eagles are playing, you would have been all in.
I would have been a lot more interested.
You know what I mean?
For whatever reason, that matchup may be it may be the worst. Seattle, New England. I don't have anything. Like, if you put the Bears in there, I'd be in, right? Bengals or even the Lions or the Bills.
Right.
There's some teams that, would have got me interested for some reason. I like Mike Vrabel. I like Drake May. The person seems like a really nice guy. I guess I never, if you looked at picks, I didn't do very well, but I knew this one. I had Seattle winning comfortably the whole way. And I guess the game started out the way I sort of thought it would, and I just checked out.
Yeah. I guess the interesting part is from a fan's perspective, I totally see it.
Yeah.
From a coaching perspective, though, it was like,
sure,
it was a fun game to watch.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, it was one of the more interesting ones for me. Because
it's like this. Here's the difference.
Real strategy.
Yeah.
Real scheme involved. Not just like, hey, let's throw it to Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce and get him matched up one-on-one. Like, that's no fun.
It's like, I really enjoy journalism. Like, at the end of the NBA season, the end of the MLB season, you'll see when teams get eliminated from the playoffs, you'll see these stories that come out minutes later. In other words, this is something that the guys or the woman's been really working on for a while. Inside what went wrong or whatever. And like, you get this behind the scenes look at what happened to the Houston Astros or the Los Angeles Clippers or whatever, right? That most people don't, unless you're a fan of that team, you don't read it. I read every single one of them.
Yeah.
I find them to be absolutely fascinating. And so, I get it. I get why a football coach would be into that game more than a casual football person.
But halftime show, I did not watch. This is me personally. Everybody's got their opinion. Everybody's got it's what makes our country great.
Sure.
I don't really, just me personally, Tyler Siskey, I don't believe in mixing, what's the right word to put this, political and or social views inside of football, inside of sport. I've always been like that. Always going to be like that. I don't think that politics or social issues have a place in a locker room or on a sporting event. So anytime, it's not just the NFL, it's any sport that tries to bring social issues and politics into sport, I immediately tune out. And that's how I felt with this one. And so I decided not to watch it. So that was a personal choice I made.
Sure.
I came back when the game started, back in the second half.
Okay.
Said, holler at me when the game comes back on. And they did. And I came back.
Yeah.
So that's just me personally.
Sure. That's like the people that watch the Turning Point thing. Sure. Whatever. I mean, hey, look, like you said, It's a free country.
Do what you want to do.
And I don't know why we have to criticize people who choose whatever they choose. If you want to watch whatever, don't watch. That's fine. You want to watch something different? It's cool.
I just don't. I
can't even remember what I was doing at halftime. It seems like we were cooking at halftime.
Okay. Yeah,
I was getting tired at halftime. I had a sleep score from Saturday of like 42, and so I was a little beat.
Wow. Yeah.
And I'd had a Thursday night where I didn't sleep at all, and then a Saturday night where I didn't sleep at all, and I could feel the sleep debt. I didn't need the Wara ring to tell me that I had a sleep debt.
Right.
I think I was asleep before the game ended.
I don't know. That's just the way I've always been. I don't think that, I've said this before. I never have been at a practice or been in a huddle or whatever, and somebody goes, you call the play, and then right after that they go, hey, wait a minute, before we start to play, who are you voting for? Like, hey, what'd you think about this? Like, it just, for me, that doesn't belong in sport, in my opinion. And
I don't know that in all of my years I've ever asked a political question of a sports person that I cover.
That's another thing. Is like,
I don't know why we're doing this.
I saw a video on social media, and it was about like, it showed a lot of like famous people that, 15 years ago or whatever, people would ask them about their stance on things. And they're like, oh, that's not my place or whatever it is. Or it was just some video. It had like Gene Simmons of Kiss and had like Dolly Parton and somebody else was in it.
Yeah.
And I don't think that I don't think it's an entertainer or a sports person's place to do that, because you also have, like, when you are, in my opinion, and I'm not that person, so this is not me talking because I'm not famous enough or have a big enough platform, but when you're on that, I think you have a right and responsibility to not push an agenda, if that makes sense, unless that's what you do for a living.
Well, I mean, I can literally remember.
You say your opinion, but
50 years ago, it was an election year. It's 1976. And it was the election day. I do remember this. My dad was watching the results come in. Ford Carter.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
76.
And I asked him, I said, who did you vote for? And he said, you don't ever talk about that.
That's how I grew up.
Isn't that crazy? And 50 years later, it's like, no, we ask everyone, and everyone volunteers their political stuff. And I mean, it's a different world. I don't know. It
is what it is. All right, Neal, you need to tell me about life advice or anything before we move on to the fun stuff?
Sure. I'll touch on a few things. I might have to kind of make a couple of runs at this because we got a few things to do. Life advice when we have it. By the way, if you want to get some life advice from us for whatever reason, you can send us a message on Instagram. You can send Tyler a message on social media. You can send me an email. We'll get to it. We'll keep you anonymous. It's brought to you by Cole Walters of State Farm Insurance. Cole is licensed in auto, home, life, health, business, and pet insurance for the whole states of Georgia and Alabama. You can contact Cole at 706-525-7850. You can also find him online at colewaltersinsurance.com. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Sometimes it can feel like everyone else has it all together in their love lives. Whether married, dating, or single, the truth is most of us are still figuring it out and finding our way. And no matter where you are in your romantic journey, therapy can help you find your way, help you determine what you want, what feels heavy, and how you can take some pressure off yourself. We get it. February is full of flowers, candy, stuffed animals, and of course, lots of talk about relationships and dating. And no matter where you are, whether you're married or dating or single or just focusing on you, you're right on time. Therapy can help you find your way, see more clearly where you want to be. Therapy can help you identify what's weighing your relationships down and find ways to brighten them again. BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct. They're fully licensed in the U.S. BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you so that you can focus on your therapy goals. A short questionnaire helps identify your needs and preferences, and their 12-plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate means they typically get it right the first time. If you aren't happy with your match, switch to a different therapist at any time from their tailored, Rex, sign up, get 10% off of betterhelp.com/MPW. That's betterhelp.com/MPW. And listen, if that doesn't work, pull out a Coors. You know, you're alone on Valentine's Day. It's all right. It's an overrated holiday. It's a Hallmark holiday. Your world's not coming to an end. February the 14th is a little lonely. Open yourself a Coors and think to yourself, you know what? Right now, I'm drinking history. Because I tell you what, in 1976, when it was Ford and Carter, you know what? It was a big night for them, but both of them thought to themselves, just think, Coors is 103 years old right now. That's what they were thinking. I can tell you that. It's quotes from both of them. So get yourself a Coors, brewed in the same tradition of the original 150-year-old recipe, crafted with 100% Rocky Mountain water. So when you're enjoying a banquet, you are drinking history.
How about that?
How about that?
All right. Let's hop into it. So February 12th is coming, and since we may or may not have a show, you don't ever know. February 12th will be here, like in 3 days, right?
Yeah.
And Trinidad Chambliss will go through his seeking a temporary or permanent injunction in his court case with his eligibility. And I'm gonna be completely transparent here. Like, I got a lot of shit going on. So I've always what's the right word? How I compartmentalize things is things that I can't control are not going to matter. I kind of put those on the wayside, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, hey, when it gets here, it gets here, right? So last week or the week before last, whenever it was, that his appeal got denied by the NCAA. Of course, I'm here with you guys, listen to your shows. I get on, I see all the board, and I see all the angst and all this stuff about the appeal getting denied and this, that. I decided to dig into it a little bit just so I can be educated on the conversation, because I'm sure it'll come up after he gets his injunction on Thursday. So just to, because I just wanted to see I actually just wanted to read the arguments and see. I'm actually interested in the case, and I stated this on your board the other day. I was interested in the case. I want to see I've been through this for many years, this getting the extra year process, right? So I want to go like, okay, he's been denied a couple times. What's the deal? What's going on? Why is this happening? And so after looking at everything for like 10 minutes this morning, it didn't take long. I understand why the NCAA, I see what they saw and why they didn't. I don't think what I read, I don't think the NCAA was ever going to give him the extra year. I think the court process is the way to do that. I know there was some good feelings that maybe the NCAA would say, yeah, you can go ahead and have your year. But from what I read, and this is from the court documents and all that stuff and what was documented in those things, I don't think the NCAA was ever going to get there. And so I guess my deal is this, is I think from an Ole Miss fan base standpoint, which a lot of people are Ole Miss fans, is I don't think the anger should be dictated towards the NCAA. It's more towards the documentation or lack thereof or whatever that reason was, right? And so I don't think this is an NCAA thing. I actually don't think it ever was going to be an NCAA thing. I think this thing was destined for what's happening Thursday from the jump. Do I think he's going to get his injunction? Absolutely. I do. I think this is going to be a moot point. We'll forget about it and all this stuff. But
agreed.
But here's the thing: is like, so when I'll kind of peel back the onion and look to everybody so they kind of understand. Because the only way, I'm going to be honest with you, the only way I understand is because I've had to go through this process. I don't think if you've had to go through this process, you would actually. I see why you would think that. And the NCAA is. You can criticize him on 1,000 things. I just don't think this is one of them. All right. So when you go to get for 100 years, right? When you go to get a quote unquote sixth year of eligibility, okay? The NCAA, their rules are you got 5 years to play for. Okay. If you redshirt, okay, you use one of those years. Let's say you're on scout team. You're not good enough to play in games, whatever. That's one of your years. Now you're into year 4 to play 4. If you don't play in some of those games, okay, and forever it was 3 games, okay? You could play in 3 games, and then you could get your year back if you got hurt, okay? But if you played more than 3 games, even if you got hurt, they still counted it, all right? Now, In order for that to happen, let's say a kid tore his ACL. Okay. He's had surgery. He's going to rehab. There's all these documents that are easily picked up that you can document that. They don't even blink. They'll give it to you. I told you before the show, sorry, we're statute of limitations though. Like we would actually, hey, if it was a case where a kid we had played him on special teams a couple of games early and he's just not ready to help us, but we want, back in the old days when you used to try to get people for 5 years, now it doesn't matter so much. You have these extenuating circumstances. All right. But we would say, hey, you pulled a hammy yesterday. Okay. And then you'll go in and you go to treatment every day and they put you on the injury report every single day. When you come into a staff meeting every single day, there is an injury report. And let's say I'll use this example with you beforehand. Let's say you tore your ACL in April.
Okay.
All right. And you can't play that year. Every single day, even though we know you can't play and everything, you're still on the injury report that day. And it would say Neal McCready, right ACL. It's like in a permanent box down there. ACL, rehab, at 9 a.m. today or whatever. They just put little notes. But that's a permanent box. You're on every single report that's done in a staff meeting. You're there. They do it 365 days a year. It's given out every day, whether it be by hand, like a printout for a staff meeting, or electronically every single day. Even when we were gone and wasn't having staff meetings, you got an email. Every day you're on that injury report. All right. So that's one way. All right. The other way, when I read through the documents, there was no documentation on Ferris State's part that he was ever on an injury report. There was a doctor's visit in December 22 that said all was doing well or whatever. But where the NCAA, why they said no, and again, at the end of the year, okay, this is where I think the biggest issue was after reading through it from an NCAA's perspective when they looked at it, is the reason they denied him is every single game you do what they call a participation chart or sheet, okay, that you say you have to put down all the people that played in the game. It's a form, and you have to sign it and turn it in every week. And it's the NCAA. It doesn't matter if you're D2, FCS, D1, D3. You have to turn in a participation chart sheet, okay, every game. At the end of the year, every player has a participation sheet, okay? And then it says the games, and you have to list the ones that he played in or didn't. And then if he didn't play in the games, you put DNP, you say why. Okay. If he was hurt for whatever and you're trying to get another year, you got to make sure your documentation's right. I could very easily see this happening if somebody just cut and paste. But at the end, I don't want to misquote it here, so I'll read it off my phone because I screenshotted it to myself so I would have it. At the end of the year on his form, they put, and I quote here, they put development needs and our team's competitive circumstances, which means he was on scout team or didn't play. Mm-hmm. They did not put injured, sick, or whatever. That's what the NCAA is seeing. They can't go off a report and what triggered me to look at this was like Tom Mars was showing like media reports and things like that. I was like, the only reason he's doing that is because there's not documentation. And so that's when I dug into it and noticed that.
Yeah.
So for whatever reason.
And when I say yeah, I'm just saying yeah.
Yeah, you're agreeing. I'm not agreeing.
I'm just, for the record on this, Chase has covered this for our site. I really haven't, because I feel basically 100% sure that I know how the story ends.
and you're 100% right.
This is one of those deals where you read the last chapter of the book, and then you're like, do I really want to read the whole book? And
correct.
Nah, I'm good.
Great example.
Yeah.
But like for me, it's one of two things. Either A, Ferris State didn't document what they were supposed to document. Okay, so maybe he was hurt or whatever it was, and they did not document it properly. That's a possibility. Or B, it's not an eligibility case. It's a restricting earnings case, which is, hey, you're restricting my earnings. The eligibility part from an NCAA perspective, neither one of those involve the NCAA, in my opinion. Okay. So it's either a restricted earnings deal where you got to go with the lawsuits and all that stuff about the restricted earnings deal. But the NCAA would look at that. There's no way they were ever going to approve that. If he had a torn ACL and had documentation, they would have been stamped a long time ago. And so I'm of the opinion that they're going to have more success, and I think it's the approach they'll take with the restricted earnings and those things. And it's in Mississippi. Like I would be shocked if he doesn't get
Yeah,
his
I said
on
this
Thursday.
morning I would be Cousin Eddie,
Yes.
head sewn
I'd
to
be
the
like,
carpet.
wow.
Shocked.
Like
Yeah.
I'd be more than wild if he didn't get his.
Stunned.
I'd be stunned if he doesn't get it on Thursday. But I don't even think
or Friday or whatever.
Whenever it comes, right?
Right.
I would be stunned. But at the end of the day, the NCAA, with the information that they have, whether it's the complete information or not, they were never going to. The NCAA was not going to let this. There was no way that they were going to say, yeah, do that. Because now, and here's what people got to understand, and this is where I do disagree with the Tom Mars part, is they're talking about this doesn't set a precedent. It would 100% set a precedent that if you didn't have to document your injuries and you just said you were injured and then to go get an extra year, that's probably not a precedent that wants to be set. So I do understand that part of it, but he's going to get it regardless. So it's going to be, like you said, at the end of the book, you're not really going to care about what the rest of the story is. But I do want to make sure that I was just trying to give my point of view of, like, I've been through this before. I'm not surprised that, because we've had guys that would play back before they changed it to 4. It used to be 3 games. Okay. Because that was when they based it off a 11 regular season game. They didn't change it till, I don't know, 7, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, where you could add a 4th game in there. But like you used to, if you played in 4 games, Neal, you could play in 4 games in a year and tear your ACL, and it would still count towards your eligibility. So when they changed that rule, that's where the whole people are getting 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, is because they were literally had surgeries or whatever it was that they missed that much time. That's how they've gone about it. But anyway, I saw all the angst about the NCAA. I said, shit, there's a lot of things to get on the NCAA about. I just don't think this is one of them.
My only theory on it, really, and I've not, like I said, Chase has done a really good job covering this for us. I've stayed out of it because there's no point in us doubling up on it. And so I'm not anywhere near as legally educated as he is. There is a part of me that has watched the NCAA say no to Bediako, knowing what's happening in court. They said no to the quarterback at Tennessee, Aguiar, who got his relief in court. And they said no to Chambliss, who I think they know is going to get his relief in court. I wonder if they're trying to create like a caseload, if you will, to take to Congress and go, see, we need you to help us, because if you won't help us, all these schools are just going to go to the state courts. And we need, and I don't know how all that works.
Yeah.
As you know, I've had a growing yet fairly recent change of heart on this topic. I have what is now a fairly extreme view, I think, in most people's eyes.
I would agree.
But it is what I believe, because I keep hearing coaches say these are pro sports. All right. Then why can't pros play pro sports? I don't understand. And I genuinely don't.
Yeah. Oh, I know. But
I genuinely don't.
But we still talk and text and say hello to each other, even though we have disagreements.
Yeah, no, you completely disagree with me. I mean, I do genuinely believe this. I don't, to me, well, you can play 5 years, but you can't play 6. Why? You can play 6 years, but you cannot play 7. Why?
Well, I'll tell you why, but you don't like the answer why.
I know. But you've got this thing that's changed dramatically where people are not making Derek Hall at Auburn money anymore. They're making money.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. It goes to restricted earnings.
Yeah, you're getting into this thing that the court pretty consistently hasn't liked. U.S. courts do not like it when you restrict earning power from people.
No, that's the thing, right? That's where you know how you just said they're building a case law, for federal whatever. I think the biggest issue is that I don't know if they're. Part of me thinks that the NCAA is trying to play chess, not checkers, with these examples, and they would love it to be in federal court, right? It's the state courts that are overturning the eligibility stuff. It's the local courts, not the federal.
Right.
So part of me thinks, are they trying to play chess? You were talking about building a case strategy there, or what'd you call it? You had a good word for it.
Just a case load, just a case load. Just an example, a thing where we go, hey, look at all of these things that have happened where we are trying to enforce our rules.
And they hold up on a federal place, but not state.
Yeah. Look, we're trying to enforce our rules. We can't do it because the schools have figured out that if you go to the state, you're going to get a friendly local judge, issue an injunction.
Yeah. And here's the thing, is like where this is why I think it's pro Trinidad in his particular case is what's next? The Mississippi State Supreme Court, right? That'll be the next.
Well, by the time it gets there, the season's over.
Yeah. So by the time it gets through it, he'll be like, okay, I don't care. I'm done anyway.
And then, not that this will happen. I don't know. Be clear. I'm just talking. I'm not even talking about Chambliss. Just in general, okay? The whole vacated wins thing.
Oh, nobody cares.
Who cares?
Nobody cares.
So
I never care about that.
Although
they did come and get the only time I've ever seen something matter, not matter, but I was like, that's some bullshit. Is when I was at Arkansas, I told you about when they went back, they got us for the whole eligibility thing, and they went back and vacated wins. They made the school send back the conference championship trophy.
Really?
It was in the recruiting room. They made them send back the trophy.
The NCAA did?
No, the conference did.
Oh, okay.
I was like, that's messed up.
That is messed up.
That's the only time.
What are you gonna do with it?
What are you gonna do with it? Are you gonna put it? Like seriously, I would like to know. Anybody want to do some reportive investigation?
Where is that trophy now?
What happened to that trophy that we had Arkansas State had to send back to the conference office because of that? How messed up is that?
Hey, we're brought to you by Bank First. It's the hometown bank with people who understand the needs of our community. That means local decisions, local support, local folks who care if your kid made the team. At Bank First, they're not just bankers. It's boring. They're neighbors. They're friends. When you're buying a home, you're starting a business, or you just need someone to explain what APR actually means, they're here right down the street. Give Gant Boone a call, 662-310-0204 to learn more. Visit bankfirstfs.com. Bank First with locations in Oxford, Starkville, Hattiesburg, Tuscaloosa, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Bank NMLS 454063. We're also brought to you by Outdoor Underwriters. Everybody loves the outdoors.
Sure do.
But you want to make sure that your hunt club or your timberland is covered. Outdoor Underwriters provides the insurance you need at a price that makes sense. Outdoor Underwriters provides liability protection for occurrences arising out of activities and operations of your hunt club, and its members, guests, invitees, agents, or employees take comfort in blind and tree stand liability, mobile equipment liability, hunting dog liability, and more. Outdoor Underwriters also provides standing timber insurance, timberland liability, prescribed burn coverage, guides and outfitters, and consulting foresters. Outdoor Underwriters insurance products are endorsed by the National Deer Association, the Wild Turkey Federation, Alabama Forest Owners Association, and the Forest Tree Associations of Florida, Texas, Tennessee, Arkansas, and Louisiana. You can access these products through those association websites, or you can call Outdoor Underwriters at 866-961-4101 or online at outdoorund.com.
I probably should amend this. People in the chat are talking about certain fan bases. Somebody says Georgia State. I don't care about vacated wins and all that stuff. Yeah, the fans do, but nobody else. I don't think they're going back. Like, I don't think nobody had to turn in their championship ring. Everybody remembers all that stuff. But
if I turn on the video
still lives
of Memphis and Kansas basketball, is it just going to be Kansas playing Ghost, or will Memphis still be out there? How's that work?
No, it's right. It's like, no, it's I just had to throw in the fact that conference trophy had to go back to the office. There'd be some good investigative journalism right there to figure out what happened to that trophy. Where did it go? Probably went to the wood chipper. All right. Before we finish up, a couple of things here. Are you watching any of the any of the Winter Olympics?
I was on the plane yesterday and I saw the Lindsey Vonn crash. That would make me sad.
Yeah.
I was really cheering for her because I thought, I really like her. I think she's kind of cool. She's a absolute warrior, and to come back on the one knee and do it, I was like, how cool would it be if she won? She's 41 years old.
41.
And, I just thought, man, I was all in on let's go Lindsey, and then
since we've had our show,
that was bad.
I've had some debates with some friends, about this. I'm very disturbed about that. I wanted to bring this up.
Okay.
A lot of people have takes on this, and again, maybe I'm old as dirt and I'm yelling at cloud. Maybe I'm just looking up and yelling at it for being there. But maybe it's a generational thing. I don't know.
Right.
How I viewed it, me, Tyler Siskey is I go, you got a 41-year-old person,
right,
that's been doing this her whole life.
Yep.
Like
the amount of hours that she has spent training
since she has been a kid, her whole life has been dedicated to this.
Yes.
Okay. Even as a kid.
Yes.
All right. You're at the highest level that you can possibly be. You're at the end of your career. This is it. The Olympics in Italy it's it. You're done. You're hanging it up for the rest of your life. This is the last event. And you get an ACL 8 days before, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I can't believe she would she would do that. She would go try to compete with that. Like, how do you not either A, you've never been a competitor, you've never been in a huddle, you've never competed at anything in your life, but you can't turn, it's kind of like the Tua conversation with concussions, right? You can't turn off the competitor. And if they feel that they can go compete, particularly when this is it, I'm going down this mountain, 2 practice runs and a deal, and I'm done.
Yeah.
For the rest of my life. This is it.
Yeah.
If my legs are sewn onto my hips, I'm going down that thing. If that's what I do. Because that's all you know.
Yeah.
If I told you, seriously, all right, if I told you that, Neal, hey, look, you're on Sunday, you're writing your last article you'll ever write in your life.
Yes.
No, but seriously, let's have a serious conversation. Okay. And after Sunday, you're never going to be able to write anything ever again of any substance.
All right.
Like ever. You can't tweet. You can't do anything of any of your putting anything out of your brain into words for the rest of your life. You're moving on to be a chef. Okay.
All right.
Sunday's the last day that you're ever going to be able to do that.
Okay.
And then the week, and Sunday's coming, and you got this big plan that you want to put out. And then 8 days before, you break both of your hands and break both of your hands.
Okay.
Are you going to try to type for Sunday, figure out a way to try to type, or are you just going to say, fuck it, I'm done? I don't want my hands to hurt after I freaking hit the keyboard.
I'm not sure this is a great example.
But you know my point. It's like,
I might say,
what are we doing? And so, but you get my point though, right?
Yeah, maybe so. I've never been, here's the thing. I can't relate to what she's going through because I've never been the best at something. Like never, ever. I've never been, I don't have a talent like that where I don't know what that feels like. Like, so I mean, I'm being serious. So, but no, I
was just trying to think of something you put your lifelong work into.
Sure. But I didn't put that. I mean, here's the thing. People like that are different.
But even when you retire, you like going out on your own terms.
Sure.
Okay. You don't want to retire and go out on somebody else's terms.
Oh, I didn't. I'm with you. The people that were like, this is irresponsible. I'm like, look, it's her. It's her body. It's her life. This is what she wants to do. And look, it wasn't the ACL, that got her.
She was in the air and got hooked
She
the gate.
lost her balance because her
arm got hooked in the
pole
gate.
hit a gate.
Yeah. She got hooked in the gate. It was going to happen if she had a torn ACL or not.
Yeah. And so, I mean, no, I'm with you completely. I admired her commitment to her craft. I admired the way she was completely, hey, I'm going to do this. I've trained for this. Can I do it? And the people said, yeah, you can. Look, there's a risk, of course, but, sure. She got legitimate advice, and she made a decision. And I was cheering for her. I was hoping she was going to win. I was hoping she was going to medal. The whole deal, I just thought it was going to be a really cool story, and it would have been. And listening to her scream in pain sucked.
Yeah, it's a dangerous deal. I mean,
but when you go hurtling down a mountain, on an ice mountain, with 2 skis, going as fast as you can, doing that, hey, there's a risk here, right? You can get hurt doing this. Yeah. And so, no, I wish her a speedy recovery. She's like I said, she's a warrior as far as I'm concerned. I've always had a ton of respect for Lindsey Vonn. I like the way she represents herself. I think she's a role model for young women. The whole shooting match, everything. I think she checks a lot of boxes.
And Austin said he couldn't get in the Olympics. And here's the thing: I do get into the Olympics, and the Summer Olympics too. And maybe this is just
No, I don't. No, I don't hate my job. That's not it, Austin. That's not true. I do not hate my job. I'm just not. I'm not one of these people in my field who take myself tremendously seriously, and I'm not one of these people. I wish I were. I wish I had more of this. I'm not one of these people who spends his time telling himself how good he is. It's just not. That ain't it. If I were Lindsey Vonn good at my job, I wouldn't be working at a team site in my 50s. It's just the reality. People, and I know that people don't like that. I realize that. I'm just being honest.
Yep.
If I were Lindsey Vonn good at my field, I would be probably writing a story from Italy about the accident.
The thing I like about the Olympics, and this is probably, I don't know, this is what I like about the Olympics, is it's not the team sports as much. Like now, because you can get NHL players for hockey, you can get NBA players for basketball, all that stuff, and that's okay. It's almost like when I'm watching Olympic basketball, I'm like, if United States loses, I'm like, dude, how? Be like, come on, man. You know what I mean?
Gotten a lot.
They've gotten a lot better, but
better.
That's why I watch.
Which goes back to the first Dream Team
to see who can actually. Yeah. Because for many years it was like, okay, it was Spain and the United States. We'll see you in the gold medal. I mean, we did all this.
Yeah.
These other teams don't have a chance. I enjoy speed skating. I enjoy watching skeleton and luge and all that stuff. And snow skiing, all that stuff. I like track and field. I like all that stuff because these people train year round.
Yeah.
And it comes around every 4 years, and you got one shot. Moment.
One shot.
To for all that work for one moment. Some people it's like once a lifetime to see them compete in that moment.
One opportunity.
Yeah, I just teed you up for that one, right? Clue in Eminem. All right, but do you get what I'm saying? Like
I do.
That's what I like about
100%.
it. And it's not that I don't give a shit. Like I'm not watching downhill. One World Cup. I'm not watching any of that stuff.
Well, it's what made the 1980 Olympic team so special, right? Was not only was it a bunch of kids that beat a bunch of professionals, basically, but you lose that game, you don't get another shot at it.
No, that's it.
That's it. This is, the Eminem song. Yeah. Seriously, one shot, one opportunity.
And to see the competitor come out at them and all that stuff, and then how they respond, and then, I guess the drama involved in all that. That's what I enjoy about it. It's not that. I'm not watching. I haven't watched bobsled 1 second except for the Olympics.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I mean? That's all I'm watching.
Yeah.
I'll watch curling. I'll watch bobsled. I'll watch.
Yeah.
I actually enjoy, I really enjoy speed skating. I don't know why.
Oh, they're flying.
But I love all that stuff. And the same thing, swimming. I'm not watching one meet outside the Olympics just because of all the training that goes into that one.
Because it's the moment.
You got one shot, and that's what you'll be remembered for.
Yeah,
that one moment.
Yeah.
Like you do all that work and they do it for their whole life. It's not like they just started. They picked it up a couple of years ago. And what's crazy is it
was what always got lost in the Phelps stuff when people would talk about, man, can you believe how much he eats? And I'm like, okay, so can we look at this from the other perspective? He eats all of that for a reason. It's because he's training that much.
Yeah.
He's in the pool. Think of how many hours a day you have to be in the pool to need that type of caloric intake. Think about it that way. Instead of going, oh my God, man, I wish I could eat 400 pancakes. It's like he's having to eat so much that eating is torture. Because he's in the water so much.
Yeah. It's like trying to keep an offensive lineman, keep their weight up. See those guys eat like that sometimes is painful. But we were watching, again, we'll never watch it. Won't watch it 5 seconds after this Olympics. But they were doing the team figure skating deal, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they had the pairs or whatever. And the American, they were married now. They're older. They're in their 30s. And they're married.
Okay.
They've been and on social media now, it's in my algorithm, right? She put out a video. It said they've been skating together since they were 11 years old.
Oh, I've seen that before. Yeah,
11 years old.
They had to get married. They're the only people they knew.
Yeah,
they didn't know anybody else.
And then and my wife was not that level of
didn't have junior high, didn't have high school. They didn't go to proms and stuff because they trained.
But my wife was a gymnast, right?
Yeah.
She was on that track.
Yeah,
and they travel and they train 8 hours a day. It's a job from like the time they're kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you are fortunate enough to be in the Olympics, they ship you off to Houston.
Yeah.
And you live there. That was the whole Crowley thing. You live there, and that's what you do. And like just see that one. You got all right. Here you go. Got 30 seconds. Your life work comes down to 30 seconds. Let's go. And that's just fascinating to me. Anyway, we went on too long. Neal, do you know what else? If in case you get stuck with somebody for that long, and you're training your ass off.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you're training. You don't know what to do. And you're like, you know what? I don't have time to do a whole lot of anything.
So let's get married.
Training. Yeah, we should get married because we can't meet anybody else. All right. But if you're that busy and you don't have time for doctor's visits and you take your health seriously, which I imagine they do.
Yeah. You got to think.
If you happen to be a speed skater, a bobsledder, a luger, a skeleton.
Yeah.
All right. Or if you happen to be, whoever.
Yeah.
And you take your health serious because I'm sure you do.
Right.
You don't have time for doctor's visits or confusing lab reports.
Hell no, you got to get in the pool.
Go to getprime.com. That's right. GETPRYM. Prime is a modern at-home lab testing kit. And not the kind of lab testing kit some of you are used to that will put you in control. And you can collect your sample at home in just a few minutes. You get clear, personalized results right to your private dashboard. No needles, no waiting rooms, no hassle. Whether you're rechecking your hormone levels, energy levels, or your metabolism, or just your overall wellness, Prime makes it fast, easy, and actionable. And if you need support, Prime's going to hook you up with the doctors to get you right on the right peptides, protocols, and real strategies to help you feel your best. It's that simple. And it works for your partner, too, with panels for both men and women. So when you go to the checkout, enter the promo code MPW at checkout, and you're going to get 20% off your first order.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. So this health is on your terms. Go to getprime, GETPRYM.com, and take your health into your own hands. Neal, we're also brought to you by the official paint and body shop of McCready Siskey. Who is that, you may ask?
Oh, I know exactly who it is.
It's Thompson's Paint and Body Shop.
Right there in Saraland, Alabama.
Located right in the heart of Saraland, Alabama. And it doesn't matter what your wife did to your car, if the trees fell off and hit your car, whatever it is.
Poor Aaron.
I know.
You just...
I understood the other day driving down highway. I almost called Don and just to tell him, I understand why my wife's had dings and all that stuff. I was merging on the Highway 7.
Yeah.
And there's like one car coming. And so I merged, and that car decided to speed up in the right-hand lane and not let me over.
Oh, yeah.
No other place to go. And I get pissed. She goes, why are you pissed? I was like, because normal human beings, when somebody's merging, and if you can get over in the left lane, you do get over in the left lane, and you allow the
think of how much time that person would have lost if
they had to turn the left blinker and move over to the left lane.
If he had slowed down or just moved over to the left lane. Think of the amount of time that would have been lost in his day. Like, what are we talking? 2 seconds?
2 seconds.
I mean, there are so many things that you can get done in 2 seconds.
Where the people going from your house to my house, the amount of people that don't know how to drive at this time, like when I leave here for something, now you're going the red light down by Grand Oaks by my house.
Yeah,
backs up traffic, and so people are coming from 6 to 7. So they're coming from 6 east and going to 7 south. Brother, you would have thought that like people will zoom past you trying to get that line, and then they want to wedge themselves in. I'm like, guys,
what are we doing?
And then I'm talking about they would damn near wreck a car.
Yeah.
To save 5 seconds. We're all getting there at the same time.
Hey, dude, 5 seconds.
It's unbelievable. Anyway,
5 seconds a day. If you think about it this way, if you think of it 5 seconds a day in a work week, that at the end of the week is 25 seconds. If you do that every day for a month.
For a year, it's 25 minutes.
Oh, 25 minutes.
Of your life.
That's like a whole edition of Wheel of Fortune.
It's probably what they're trying to get to. It's probably what they're trying to go.
It comes on 6:30.
Trying to watch their evening news. And trying to get there.
Followed by Wheel of Fortune with Ryan Seacrest.
Jeopardy. Don't forget Jeopardy.
Laura watches Wheel of Fortune.
Okay, Jeopardy's Wheel of Fortune.
Jeopardy's good. Which do you prefer, Wheel or Jeopardy?
None of the above.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not an afternoon guy.
Wheel of Fortune. We know what I hate about Wheel of Fortune. I have some Wheel of Fortune pet peeves. When the person has no money and they go, I'll solve. Spin the wheel. Make some money. Like, you can see it's Ryan, can I have a D, please? Yes, there's 3 Ds. Why are you not drives me nuts.
I
hate the dumb.
Now that you said that,
I hate the dumb ones.
I do have another pet peeve when they already know what it is, but they just want to make sure and they ask for.
They buy all the vowels.
They buy all the vowels, and I'm like, you have no money left. You have to buy them.
What are you doing?
Unless it's a prize puzzle, and then you can get your vacation. You get that value,
right?
You know, unless it's one of those,
right?
But you know, it is what it is.
Puzzle.
You know, when they get the vacations on, and then they get the value of the vacation. Okay, I understand solving the puzzle there, but not like it's what it is. I do have before I finish this Thompson's ad read that I started 5 minutes ago.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
They're probably laughing.
When I went to the MRI the other day.
Yeah.
I was sitting in the waiting room waiting on Brock. I was very curious. I'm up there. So you know how they have TVs playing in like these little waiting rooms? They were playing old episodes.
Okay.
Old episodes. Like I was like, what are they doing?
Of Wheel of Fortune?
No. Of Price is Right.
Bob Barker.
Bob Barker was up there. And I'm like, are they on a channel or did they tape this? Like I was genuinely curious. Nobody knew the answer. I asked. I was like, Bob Barker's Wheel of Fortune was up. And like, brother, let me tell you something. When I grew up, my grandmother, she wasn't going to miss Prices. Like, dude, it was a deal now. Yeah, my grandmother's house, 10 o'clock, Price is Right came on.
Absolutely.
It led into Young and the Restless.
Oh, yeah.
She wasn't missing that. No. Then she switched over to NBC to watch
General Hospital?
No, Days of Our Lives.
Days of Our Lives with Bo and
then you're good.
And what was the guy's name? He was the old guy. There was a lot. There was Bo and Hope, and then there was his name was like Sergio or something.
Something. All right, whatever.
Yeah, but it was something that.
But she wasn't missing that.
It was pretty good stuff.
So she went 3 hours.
My grandmother watched As the World Turns.
Okay.
As the World Turns.
She went 3 hours. Price is Right, 2 soaps, and then you were good. You were good until we called it supper. And it was at 5 o'clock.
Oh, sharp.
5 o'clock.
You ate at 5?
Because you had the news come on at 5:30, and then we had, or whatever it was, but we had
national news at 5:30, local news at 6.
We had Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune news, and it was time to go to bed. It was just days over. Days over. Like it was. I was like, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a little flashback the other day.
Stefano, not Sergio. Stefano. Close enough.
Close enough. We knew what you were talking about.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. There was a little, when I was in grad school, there was a little time that I almost got a little hooked on that. Because Bo and Hope, and then there was another woman like Elena or something, and she was like possessed. Miranda.
She's probably possessed many different years because they kind of
But she was possessed by like some evil entity. And that was intense, man, because you never knew. Milena, was that her name? Milena?
I don't know. Somebody's probably somebody in the chat's probably all over it.
Yeah. Marlena was possessed.
Okay.
But not always. And so sometimes she would just be like normal, being, just this normal person. And then all of a sudden her eyes would change and you could see this possession.
Was this normal or was this just a storyline?
It was. I think it was
all the time possessed, or
no? It was
used to be normal.
She had used to be normal, and then she was possessed, and I think it had some connection to Stefano.
Okay,
and it made her try to mess up things with Bo and Hope. I think Hope was.
Yeah. So that was life. But Neal. Back to our good friends at Thompson's Paint and Body Shop, located right there in the heart of Saraland. You don't have to be some corporate chain. When you're calling, you're dealing with a family. Yes. Whether it's Don Jr. or Matthew Thompson.
Yep.
They've been fixing up cars with care, quality, and the personal touch that you just won't find in any big chain store. So while the corporate guys are chasing numbers, the Thompsons are focused on what really matters, taking care of their neighbors one repair at a time. So if your car needs a little tender loving care, go check them out at Thompson's Paint and Body Shop. You can check them out at thompsonsbodyshop.com. You can check them out on Facebook or give them a call at area code 251-675-0884. That's 251-675-0884, particularly if you're driving on 6 or 7 and they're not merging correctly.
6-7.
Yeah, it's just, or you just run into the other thing that bothers me, by the way, while we're on this?
Oh, airing grievances.
Yeah. So all the brush that's on the side right now, right?
It's bad.
It's everywhere in this town, right?
Yeah.
I was behind somebody the other day driving through, what's the name of the neighborhood that runs by the middle school, the old high school, and the elementary school, and then you turn on Sisk, that older neighborhood back there.
I don't know what it's called, but I know where you're talking about.
They got trees everywhere.
Sure, a lot of trees.
And some people have their tree or their brush about 2 to 3 inches into the road.
Mm-hmm.
Not much, just 2 to 3 inches. I was driving behind somebody that decided they could not leave their lane. Like if they left the lane to go around them, they had to go all the way into oncoming traffic. They couldn't just do
sure,
whoop, whoop,
of course.
Whoop, whoop.
Right.
They couldn't move the steering wheel to the left 3 inches.
No.
So yeah, and then it was a whole mess. Like people driving with a brush, or they'll just run right through it and just scratch the car up. Be like, "Whoa, brush in the way!" Like guys, just make it work.
I was in our neighborhood the other night. I was walking Gus and Rizzo, and I was in an area where there's a lot of brush, and you're supposed to walk facing traffic.
Dude, I think I'm fixing to have the same grievance. I think I know what you're talking about.
And this car, it's nighttime, flying. Because in our neighborhood, we get people that all of a sudden it's like, hey, it's 6 o'clock, and maybe this could have been 6:15. I guess they had to get
Doing
home
at your own risk with the speed bumps.
Get home at Wheel of Fortune. They don't even care. They fly over them. They don't care. And this person doesn't slow down, and I'm like, there's nowhere for me to go. I can't get on the sidewalk. It's got wood. There's nowhere to go. And I got 2 Labrador Retrievers, and I thought, well, this is it. This is how it's going to end, which is fitting.
Which is fitting.
I mean, it's good, you know. I mean, I'm at peace with it, but like, it's gonna be a hell of a story when people how'd that McCready dude die? He got hit by a car in his neighborhood out walking his dogs. Why didn't he get on the street? Why didn't he get off the street? Well, because there was wood from the ice storm.
Yeah.
Why didn't the person slow down? Well, because they were on their phone, not paying a bit of attention, going 50 miles an hour in a residence.
I was trying.
I wonder. Like, I don't even think. I thought to myself later. I mean, I'd be dead, so who cares? Gus and Rizzo probably would have perished in the accident as well, so we could have
gone out together,
which is
like
good.
boys,
like the fellas. We're boys club, you know, always. I wonder if that person would have been charged. Probably not. Probably would have just been ruled in an accident.
Well, I was driving. Matter of fact, right before that, there was 3 college students jogging.
Okay.
Nice weather on Saturday. Early afternoon. I literally came to a stop because they were jogging straight up right at me.
Yeah.
I saw them from a distance. I slowed down. Then I came to a stop.
Okay.
Again, I understand. Brush on the side, whatever.
Yeah.
They were yelling at me because I was in the way.
You were doing them a favor.
Yeah. When they literally ran to my car and then was like,
yeah.
I'm like,
yeah, I think the person who just barely missed us was like, why are you there?
Well, I was more like, I was stopped. I wasn't even moving. And they were mad at me because they couldn't get in the sidewalk. I said, that's not my fault, not my problem. It was like, you can like get off to the side and let me go by. Yeah. Or I was stopped though, but they were yelling at me for being stopped in the road. I was impeding their jogging.
Could have kept going and hit them.
Could have done that. Could have turned left and hit oncoming traffic, whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, or I could turn right into the trees, just whatever. I was literally stopped. I didn't know what to do. So
you should have gotten out of their way.
That and a combination of people in the roundabouts, I'm trafficked out. I'm old man yelling at cloud. So that's all I got for today, Holmes.
Yeah, all dogs go to heaven. Yeah, Gus and Rizzo and me, our paths would have parted right there probably, but still would have sucked for them. That probably would have hurt.
Probably left a mark.
I don't really want my dogs to get run over. That would.
Well,
I'd rather them die peacefully.
It's not a way you want to go.
Yeah. Getting hit by a car. I would have been smashed between a car and
trees,
discarded trees.
Yeah,
that would have been ugly.
Would you have had time to jump on the hood of the car to alleviate the?
No, because I had the dogs.
Would you have held on to the dogs?
Yeah,
the whole way through. Or would you jump on the car?
I wouldn't have been able to lift the dogs.
No, just let them go, man. And
no.
You'd have gone down with them?
Yeah, you got to go down with the fellas.
I would have let them go.
Really?
Yeah.
You'd have let them get hit and you'd have jumped?
If it's between them dying and me living.
Yeah.
Or all of us going. Yeah, I'm letting go.
Oh. I never even thought about that.
Shout out to Snoop. Hope you're doing well, my guy.
Laura would have seen it, by the way. I wonder if she would have gotten extra life insurance money for like trauma or whatever. Probably not.
They do have pet insurance.
They do. Whole state of, we're not in Georgia though, or Alabama. See,
it's a good fact. Good point.
All right, we will be back at some point. Tyler's got to go this week. Got to go get ready to beat the Louisville Kings, give them the beating that they deserve.
Oh, goodness.
And Birmingham Stallions getting opening camp, a week from today?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. So got a lot going on. We will have shows to you next week. Don't know when those will be. We'll find out when Tyler gets a better grasp on his schedule. But have a great rest of your week. We'll have more programming the next few days at MPW Digital. For Tyler Siskey, I'm Neal McCready. Again, thanks to our friends at Rain Total Body Fuel for sponsoring all of our shows. 344 of them now. 300 milligrams of natural caffeine, BCAAs, electrolytes, zero sugar. It's got what you need to push the limits and achieve your goals. Check them out on Instagram at Rain Body Fuel to learn more. Take care.